most respected principal and librarian and faculty members and research scholars, very good evening to one another. I'm happy to part of this, the wonderful workshop, the optimization of research strategy towards the academic productivity. I thank given this wonderful opportunity, share my knowledge and views and thoughts and a little bit experience to among the research scholars and faculty. Usually, when you are doing the PhD project or MPhil or PhD in the for academic career, after joining a registered professor and some other research organization, R&D organization, the preparation of research proposals is very, very important for our academic career, our academic achievement, our academic visibility. So, the research not completed within the year or within the 2 years or 3 years. It is a long process. So, it is preparation is also very, very important. Of course, as a faculty member, as the faculty members, sending the research proposal to the various funding agencies. Mostly, for example, the DST and DPT and ICSR and some other funding agencies. Every year, more than thousands of projects is received by all the funding agencies. But the sanction project, if you see in the ICSR, again the website, 300 to 200 to 300, and DST also and the DPT also. So preparation of research project proposal is a very crucial and important one. So I have the little bit experience getting the research fund from the UGC and the ICSR, and also last year I got the UGC DART, this international project collaboration between the German researcher and myself. So I share my knowledge. You can see the PPT. So what did you see by PPT?
Sir, the PPT is not visible, sir.
No?
Sir, now it's visible, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, now it's visible.
Okay. My presentation is a three-part. One is how to prepare the research proposals. And another part is already I have sent some proposal to the ICSR for international research projects in India and German. ICSR with the most Ministry of Science and Technology in Taiwan. Okay, this is the joint proposals. Okay, more of the proposals I will show it. Usually in the research proposals, the first part, the title and abstract. Usually the title should be very concise and no ambiguity and descriptive oriented, but describe what we are going to do. And also the abstract. After the entire whole project's summary, okay, so whole project summaries we should be given there in the first area, summarizing the research questions, what we are going to do, your aim or objectives and research questions, and the significance, and what are the methodologies we are going to adopt. And finally, the expected outcomes, or maybe these are expected or anticipated outcomes. We should be precisely for consciously for within the paragraph or within the page or half page we can give the preparing the proposals. Then only the funding agency they identified what is the main paragraph. They are not going to read the throughout all the proposals are 10 pages or 15 pages. But this is the first impression is a best impression. So you prepare in the format manner, okay, title and abstract. The methodology also you can employ the anticipated outcomes. What methodology we are going to use, and what is the statistical tools we are going to use. Everything we should mention them and concise and precise and very brief manner in the first area. And next one is the introduction part. In this section, the topic of your research and emphasizing the significance and which field is relevant to the field, which area. Of course, if it is the sociology or economics, and which one is the current relevant, and also what is the significance in your project. This should be maintained. We should be mentioned in them appropriately in the introduction part. And article, the research problems. What are my research problems? And the questions, and create terms and provide the background context. And already, for example, the research, some of them, the background context for some of the research is already done. We are also concerned and discuss with the previous context. What you are going to the new ones. For example, mostly in the social science, we are always studying the exploratory studies. Already some of the studies are available. Okay, then based on the background of the study, we are going to actually we apply the new things. So this is also we should be mentioned in the whole project in the introduction part. It is very, very important. In the not only in the research funding agency and also your research proposal getting PhD, admission, some other things. Of course, if it is the research scholars and PhD students. Without any aim, okay, most of the scholars, most of the student aspirant, they meet the guide, okay, without anything. Okay, this is also not good. So, if it is anything anyone want to do in a PhD, you have the concise and brief idea about this or background information about this. What information, what research you are going to do. Everything you should mention, okay, that is you prepare yourself. That is very, very important, the introduction part. And the research subject, mostly the outline of the need to the, for example, all the specific idea and clear, achievable and objectives and aligned with your research problems. The research objectives is also very, very important. The researcher should prepare the, for example, 4 or 5 or 6 research objectives or research questions aligned with your research problem based on your title. Okay, your research problem, you are also prepared. The objective should be well defined and focused and measurable, serving the guiding the pillars of your study. The objectives also well defined. Not only, for example, so title is something, title is one. At the same time, the research objectives also totally some of the research they put the objectives also totally different. So based on the titles, okay, you correlate the title and also based on your research title, you prepare the research objectives. It is very, very important. The research objectives and the health, what you intend to accomplish in your research and provide the clear direction of your investigations. There is mainly the research objectives, what you are going to do in your research in the whole area, whole period, all the research content. Okay, the right directions, okay, they will get your investigation also you get the clear direction, you can get the based on your research project. This is very, very important research objective. It's very, very important. And literature reviews, okay, without background of study, okay, we can't do it any research, a background of research. So thorough knowledge about your area. Of course, if you selected some area, some research, thorough knowledge about what are the articles, what are the research already they are done by the previous researcher, a pioneer. Okay, we should, for example, thorough literature reviews also very, very important. You know the detailed summary of key findings and major contribution from the previous research. Mostly the Indian research, we talk about in our publications, Indian publication, compared to the foreign researcher or foreign faculty. Of course, they are published any article. If you, of course, you see the article end of the page, there are minimum 50 articles they consulted, okay, they reviewed. But of course, our Indian research, not in the science faculty, the particular in social science. But if ourselves, we only 10 or 20 or Okay, below 30 only we can set. We discussed about the literature, we read the research literature. So this is also one of the problems. That only will not publish in the reputed journals, particularly the index journals, Scopus or Web of Science or some other index journals. With the literature review also, you should be thorough knowledge. For example, immediately you can't get any idea. Okay, thorough literature review only you get the good idea. They involve the detailed summary, key findings, major contribution. The identify the existing gaps of the literature. What is the research gap is very, very important. Article the research aim to fulfill them after this research gap. This is also the literature review also very, very important. Then only you can get a good idea and methodology and what are the statistical tools used, what are the findings, which area they have done the previous research, and everything we can identify and understand. And the methodology is very, very important. What are the methodology you are going to employ and design your research? Some of the research, particularly in library science, okay, we have the two kind of data, primary data and secondary data. Mostly, for example, the other social science, mostly primary data. And economics, maybe we can get study in the secondary data, economics and commerce, or financial report, or development of India, some other countries and statistics. Because secondary data also we can use them studying do the research. But the researcher, they must identify which one is a primary data and secondary data. Then only, for example, the research also when you get the fruit. This should include the detailed information and data collection method, instruments to be the analysis techniques. What are the data you are going to collect? Data, and of course, if you are adopting any methods of data collections, or questionnaire or interview, okay, then some other methods, observations, okay, some other methods and secondary data. This also we can properly identify and justify the appropriateness of these methods of research. We are going to primary data, secondary data, and which methodology you are going to adopt, and which sampling you are going to adopt. Everything okay, you can mention in your methodology. Then another one is timeline. For example, mostly the PhD research, PhD research are UGC, as per UGC prescribed, the full time is 3 years or 4 years, okay, maximum 7 years. In research project, the major project, okay, 2 years, and minor project is 1 year. Some of the science project or science people, DSD, they're more than 3 years and 4 years. But timeline are also very, very important. Within the time limit, okay, the funding agency also, they particularly they are very care about the timeline. Okay, they can't allow in the prolong at 4 years or 5 years, because your project period is 2 years. Within 2 years, okay, you are also prepared. Okay, first 3 months, what are the items, what are the work we are going to do. Second 3 months, second quarter, what are the work we are going to do. So everything you prepared in the timeline also very, very important. And break entire research process into the smaller and manageable tasks as in the realistic time framework. Okay, every 3 months or every 6 months, what are the work we are going to do. So everything you should mention in the timeline also very, very important in this project proposals. And then resources. Identify all the resources that will require the research, such as specific databases, laboratory, and software, and the funding. Provide details how the resources will be acquired. Okay, for the resources also very, very important. So, okay, you are going to use in the databases. Or for example, it is common capital databases, or for some of the Scopus database in library science. Okay, this would be also what equipment you are using, what software you are going to use. Everything you should mention in the provide in your research proposal. That is very, very important. And if your research requires funding, explain how will you utilize it effectively and support various aspects. For example, of course, we are asked some equipment or laptop. In social science, mostly we are asked for laptop or some of the printer or photocopy machine. And also for the research assistant honorarium and traveling allowances. Okay, everything you should mention in your resources in your proposals. And ethical consideration also very, very important. And how it is originally was significant. For example, this is here is the plagiarism. Okay, this is also one of the important point. And how did your origin, this research is originated? How is what is important or significant? This also should mention. Explain how it developed the challenges or current knowledge to your subject. What are the challenges? Okay, this is also you can identify. And identify the importance of your research. What are the importance? So why you are the right person to this research? That is very, very important. Of course, if it is the young research scholar or young faculty, okay, already we have done our PhD in the area. The same area for an existing study. Okay, we are also we can try some other way. So what is the show you are the right person. If you publish a 3 or 4 article or 5 articles, so I have the experience. So this is also very, very important. At least if you are applying any projects, at least you publish a 5 or 10 5 articles minimum. They are also considered. And address any ethical issues should maybe arise you are doing in research. This also any ethical is the science people, science faculty, or any ethical, this also we can consider research. This is particularly important for research in a human subject. And this is in the section, the reassure reviews that you are committed to conducting research responsibly ethically. Based on the again your reassure about your researchers, your reviewers. Okay, if there is any problem. Okay, the reviewer also, if you consider the above points, okay, the reviewer also, okay, this research is, okay, they may be conducted or this is in violation of ethically, this everything they will consider. And expected outcomes and significance. This is very, very important. The article, the expected outcomes and result of your research. What are you are doing the 2 years or 3 years your research. What is the expected outcomes? Okay, maybe for example, we give them some assuming or some of the what are the outcomes will come. Okay, this should be mentioned. And explain the potential impact and significance of these outcomes, whether in advancing academic knowledge or influencing policy making or addressing the specific societal or practical issues. Okay, well, this is also the expected outcomes and significance also. You prepare you should be mentioned in the project. This is also very helpful to them. And references. Okay, what kind of for some of the funding agency. They provide they follow the APM model or MLA model, Chicago model. Some of the reference model also we mentioned in some of them. Free software and available. Okay, based on the software, prepare the references. And then there's appendix. And finally, in the proposals, what are the additional supporting materials that are pertinent to your research proposal? This should be important. Appendix also you can provide. And this can be served with a questionnaire, entry guide, and detailed, and which kind of method you are going to adopt. Okay, this is everything you should be mentioned in the appendix. Okay, there are also they identified. And appendix provide for the depth to your the proposal showcasing the thoroughness of our preparations. Okay, everything you have posted. Some of the articles, as to send any articles, mostly early the journals, so they publish they won't ask in the data. Now they are asking the data. What are how did we collect the data? The original data they are asking now. So the appendix also it is very, very important for preparing the proposals. The above 11 points will be very helpful to the preparing the good proposals. Then I move on to some of the funding agency, and particularly DA, Department of Atomic Energy Agency, and nuclear power, physics people, and chemistry, and the health, DPT, and some of them easier areas, the young faculty members, and the emeritus fellowship after retirement, the UGC also allowed the emeritus fellowship, and many funding agencies also available. Okay, based on we can apply the funding agency. Already I have sent the PPT to Subha librarian. What are it is very helpful to prepare your research proposals and also sending them your proposal to them. And the research award, myself also I got the UGC research award in 2012. They are also provide the 2 years complete salary and also 2 lakhs for the project, this project. And also UGC DAR also, they provide the traveling grant. Mostly the